The Breakfast Club and Nicki Minaj is currently beefing. Now, the beef stemmed from yesterday when the Breakfast Club did their show. They covered this Nicki Minaj and Cardi B beef. They gave their input and they essentially picked the side of Cardi B. Yeah, they said that both Nicki Minaj and Cardi B were both wrong for dissing each other's children. However, when their commentary progressed, they only called Nicki Minaj bitter. They only said Nicki Minaj had bad energy, Nicki Minaj had dark energy, and they kind of never applied the same thing to Cardi B, even though they both diss each other's children. And Nicki Minaj took offense to that.
Nicki just seemed miserable. Like, I'm sorry. That's your gut punch right there.
I respect Nicki as an artist, but when I read her tweets and she starts trying to label people good and evil, it really makes me think of Isaiah 5:20. Isaiah 5:20 says, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." Because if she believes that she comes off as a peaceful, loving, God-fearing human, she's bugging. Like, you can literally feel the darkness from her tweets. And honestly, that's why you shouldn't even engage with her, because when you match that kind of energy, you come off looking dark too. Nicki has all those accolades, all that success, and still manages to come off as miserable. Like, how do you beef with everybody? Lil' Kim, Remy Ma, Cardi, Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto, Mariah Carey. Like, that's not a pink print. That's a stink print. Okay, Nicki energy just comes off as nasty and stink. That's what y'all should be called. It's a stink print. Like, that's disgusting.
They aren't out of line for what they said. They're commentators. They're there to give their analysis. And if they are observing Nicki Minaj and her history of beefing with people, or especially in this Cardi B beef, and they're saying, man, Nicki Minaj, you're coming off with dark energy, that's their opinion. They have every right to say what their opinion is. However, if we are interested in being fair here, when you're giving commentary or you're talking to your audience about this beef, and you paint this beef as if Nicki Minaj was the aggressor, or as if Nicki Minaj was somebody who brought up the kids first, come on, right? Cardi B brought up Nicki Minaj's kid first. Cardi B told Nicki Minaj, "Hey, Nicki, why you tweeting about my album when it's your son's birthday?" And then Nicki Minaj responded back to Cardi B bringing up her kids. And when Nicki Minaj called Cardi B kids, I think like roaches or whatever, that was Nicki Minaj referencing old tweets of Cardi B calling other black people kids roaches. Now, I'm not saying this right. I don't think kids being brought up at all is okay from both sides. But I can say, hey, Cardi, you're wrong for bringing up Nicki kids. And then Cardi also called Nicki child disabled, said he's mute, so he can't talk, brought up disabilities. Both sides traded jabs that were too personal, went below the belt, and shouldn't be acceptable by nobody. But to point out one side and say, hey, Nicki, you're the dark one, when Cardi also engaged in similar behavior, to me is unfair. And Nicki Minaj also thought it was unfair because Nicki Minaj then took to her Twitter to go off on the Breakfast Club. Nicki wrote on Twitter, "Charlamagne, did you put that bleaching cream on your dick too?" And then she tagged Donald Trump, the president of the United States, and she says, "Lock them all up. Imagine if you called yourself Trump the God. Oh, big. Lock up Born Lauren and Jess with the testicles too. They're very nasty people. Queen ninjas run these ninjas. Thank you." 3/27/26, which is when her album is dropping. Now, the reason why she says lock them up, if you guys don't get it, I'll explain. Everything dates back to Rock Nation. Everything here, okay? Rock Nation at this point is at the center of every one of Nicki Minaj's beefs or thought processes, right? Or train of thoughts. So Cardi B is a part of Rock Nation. Cardi B, I believe, is managed by Rock Nation or has working with Rock Nation. So when the Breakfast Club, who has been accused in the past of being Rock Nation plants, of being someone who run point for Rock Nation, anything in regards to Rock Nation, they come on that radio and they defend Rock Nation to hell of heavens. They have attacked Nicki Minaj in the past for attacking Rock Nation. So Nicki Minaj is looking at the Breakfast Club clearly side with Cardi B, even though her and Cardi B did the exact same thing. They call her bitter, call her demonic, call her dark, but then say that Cardi B is an angel, all right? So Nicki Minaj believes the Breakfast Club took the stance of protecting and rooting for Cardi B in this beef because of Rock Nation. So when she says lock them up, She's saying lock them all up in the Rock Nation RICO. That's what Nicki Minaj meant, okay? Now, the Breakfast Club responded back. Charlamagne responded back by giving Nicki Minaj Donkey of the Day.
Busta Rhymes Donkey of the Day for Thursday, October 2nd goes to Anika Tanya Mirage Petty. Heavy on the petty. Now, yesterday, Nicki Minaj did what she does best lately, and that's go on an unhinged rant about everything and everybody. But how does the pink print become the stink print? Yes, the stink print, because as I said, your energy is just stank and nasty. You went from showing a generation how to be a female boss to showing a generation how to be a disgruntled artist. How does that happen? How do you go from inspiring a generation of young women to hating on a generation of young women? Well, that's what happens when a person is in pain. That's what happens when a person is hurting. That's what happens when a person has a bunch of unhealed trauma that they haven't dealt with. I saw something yesterday that I found extremely entertaining, okay? But then I was extremely disturbed. And it put everything in perspective for me, okay? There was a headline on Baller Alert, and I can't even believe Baller Alert posted something so unserious. But I'm glad they did, okay? Because it said that Nicki Minaj was sent proof of witchcraft attacks. And it accused the Breakfast Club of orchestrating them. Okay, the tweet said the Breakfast Club was the main platform partnered with Michael Kaiser of Atlantic Records, orchestrating a direct Nicki Minaj takedown campaign for years with See the Devil, all because Nicki wouldn't work with us. They used witchcraft and told deliberate lies. Allegedly, Nicki Minaj was sent proof of text messages ordering thousands of dollars of witchcraft on her, okay, on her career and personal life. And after it was done, it said that her brother went to jail. Her dad, God bless the dead, was killed. She was blackballed, and her husband's relationship with his 16-year-old girlfriend that he was wrongly accused of raping resurfaced. I'm gonna stop there because I don't even know what to do with that level of low vibrational nigga nonsense, okay? First of all, dropping the clues bombs for my guy, Michael Kaiser.
You can never get me to hate Nicki Minaj. I'm not gonna co-sign everything she does. Like, I don't co-sign talking about children. I don't co-sign talking about kids. That's crazy. But are you going to tell me that Nicki Minaj is crazy for everything else she has done? I don't know, bruh. Is Nicki Minaj crazy for calling out Rock Nation and Desiree Perez and Jay-Z? Absolutely not. Nicki Minaj has been telling the truth in regards to that. And if we're saying, hey, Nicki Minaj is crazy because she's talking about Rock Nation, okay, cool. Tell me somebody who has given an objective opinion about Rock Nation on the Breakfast Club. Tell me somebody who has given an I'm not even talking about anti-Rock Nation. An objective opinion by Rock Nation. So I don't know. I don't think Nicki Minaj is crazy for going against people that she dislike. I think she goes a little too far sometimes, but like y'all talk about people that y'all don't like all the time, okay? Now, they should have just stopped at Nicki Minaj, for my opinion, because they then decided they was gonna sneak this Tasha K as well, which that's another ball game. Tasha K is relentless and don't stop. Y'all done open yourself up now to another world of bashing. So Charlamagne the God, when he says, I seen this post on Baller Alert talking about witchcraft being sent to Nicki Minaj and the Breakfast Club being involved, that was actually Tasha K. If you guys don't know, yesterday, I think, or earlier today, Tasha K tweeted that she has proof that somebody sent money to the DR to do witchcraft for Nicki Minaj. Tasha K would tweet, I sent Nicki Minaj proof of text messages ordering thousands of dollars of witchcraft on her career and personal life in the DR. Now, in the DR is essentially them trying to say that Cardi B did it because Cardi B is from the DR. Listen, I'm going to just go out on a whim right here and say I don't think Cardi B put witchcraft on anybody. I love Tasha K. I'm Tasha K's biggest fan. I don't think Cardi B did anything, but shout out to Tasha K. We would disagree. We would agree to disagree on this one, okay? Even if proof is sent that somebody in the DR did it, I don't think Cardi B did it, okay? So after it was done, her brother went to jail. Her dad was killed. She was blackballed. And Kenny's relationship with his blank girlfriend that he was wrongly accused of raping surfaced. There is a statement from the victim admitting that she lied on Kenny. Nicki knows who did it. Ask her. Tasha K also came to the defense of Nicki Minaj's brother. Now, Tasha K has been someone who has been hard on R. Kelly. She's been hard on perpetrators, especially of sex crimes. So Tasha K ain't someone who's gonna post this lightly defending somebody who's been arrested on the charges that Nicki Minaj's brother was arrested on. So Nicki Minaj's brother was arrested for doing very nasty things to, I believe, a 13-year-old. So Nicki Minaj got a lot of flack for paying for his legal fees, and he was found guilty and sentenced to prison. So Nicki Minaj then quote tweeted Tasha K, and she says, "They don't want you to know they told me they'd make the case go away for $20 million. Fam, I don't feel like this proves he didn't do it. All that proves is like that victim's family was disgusting. Like the victim's family were horrible. Anyone who's willing to trade $20 million for their kids' justice, those are terrible people. Those are terrible parents." And Nicki Minaj says they checked his home and found nothing. They found out who he was, then came back and said they found something. To God be the glory. What is done in the dark, that's why she and they are now cursed. Now, I don't know the specifics of this case. What I do know, I think some DNA was found. If not, if I'm not even gonna speculate or try to remember what I heard or what I learned when that case was going on. What I would say though, man, he got his just due. He went to court of law and was found guilty by his peers of doing nasty things to a 13-year-old. I'm not ever gonna come online and defend that type of man. Tasha K didn't really say any names though when she discussed who did voodoo on Nicki Minaj or who is conspiring against Nicki Minaj. But later on, Tasha K came back around and she spoke on Charlemagne the God, called him See the Devil, and spoke on Michael Kaiser and spoke on them conspiring against Nicki Minaj. And that's what Charlamagne the God reacted to on the Breakfast Club. And here's the full tweet. Tasha K writes, "Just when I thought Jess Hilarious was starting to actually become somewhat funny, sis, play your part." This is her going off on Jess Hilarious for kind of contributing to the Nicki Minaj slander, saying Nicki Minaj is dark, but kind of giving Cardi B a pass, even though they both slandered each other kids. "Continue to crack jokes on your nappy hair and insecurities as black women and ex-mistress, now turned wife. The Breakfast Club was the main platform, partnered with Michael Kaiser of Atlantic Records, orchestrating a direct Nicki Minaj takedown campaign for years with See the Devil, all because she wouldn't work with them." Charlamagne the God did a great job during the Donkey of the Day as painting this as some type of crazy conspiratorial Looney Tune take. It's not a Looney Tune take or conspiratorial at the very least. Like, Michael Kaiser did wonders for Charlamagne the God's career, got him back on air. Charlamagne the God was Cardi B's biggest advocate. When Cardi B was still making Instagram videos, Charlamagne the God came on a brilliant idiots and told everybody, yo, she's gonna be a star. She's gonna be really big one day. And she became really big one day. So is it like conspiratorial to say, yo, maybe Charlamagne the God really likes Cardi B? And when Cardi B and Michael Kaiser got in business, and Michael Kaiser, which is a really good friend of Charlamagne the God, took an invested interest in Cardi B's career, who Charlamagne the God already loved, is it conspiratorial to say, hey, man, when Nicki Minaj used her huge influence to come on Twitter and go off on Cardi B or attack Cardi B over the years, is it conspiratorial to say, hey, man, Michael Kaiser may have caught a few favors in, man, Charlamagne, she's killing Cardi B, bro. Could you come on air and stick up for her? Is it conspiratorial to say that Charlamagne God may have done that for his very good friend? It's not at all. Bro, the Breakfast Club and Nicki Minaj hasn't gotten along for a decade. DJ Envy admitted that he stopped playing Nicki Minaj records because of their beef. So yeah, they've attacked Nicki Minaj. Yeah, they've conspired against Nicki Minaj. Yeah, like it's not out the blue to say that, bro. Because they have painted Nicki Minaj as an aggressor, as somebody who has antagonized the situation with Cardi B, when that's just not the case. Have y'all forgotten that Remy Ma, Young M.A., Cardi B, and Lil Kim, and like 50 different female rappers came on stage and did a funeral of Nicki Minaj? They came on stage together to work against Nicki Minaj. It was supposed to be the funeral of Nicki Minaj. When Remy Ma dropped Sheetha, people thought it was over for Nicki. And Cardi B, Young M.A., and everybody came on stage and threw a funeral for Nicki Minaj. They tried to bury her. And she tripping for saying, hey, bro, is F y'all for life? I don't think so. And that's coming from somebody who likes both Nicki and Cardi. I'm just saying, bro, if they got issues, they got issues. Let them have their issues. But when you try to pick a side and paint her as an aggressor, and paint her as a bully, or paint her as if she's the one antagonizing issues when it's just not true at all. Both sides are willing participants. And if they got beef, they got beef. But we're not going to like sit here and paint narratives on behalf of one party. For what reason? Like, that's not cool. I don't think so. Tasha K continued, and she says, they used witchcraft and told deliberate lies that you know nothing about. The real history, this what happens when has-been reputable legacy media hires social media comedians to report the news. It automatically becomes a conversation that's surface level and biased like co-hosts. Leave it to the real commentators such as myself and countless others to state the facts. You share a 5-minute segment with Whitehand LaRosa while a real estate scammer turned federal witness and ex-drink drugger collect the real money. Hey, yo, Tasha, hey, I'll be real, bruh. Can't nobody on the Breakfast Club, probably Charlamagne the guy. That's the only person who I can think can banter with Tasha K. Tasha K is a top 2 banter in hip-hop media right now. I would say Academics 1, Tasha K 2, Charlamagne the guy probably 3. Tasha K is elite, bruh. Some of y'all may not like her. Some of y'all got y'all issues with her. I don't. But Tasha K is my girl. Like, I love Tasha K, bruh. All right, now y'all may say, Flacco, why you like Tasha K? I think Tasha K has been one of the voices, bruh. Now, if y'all want to say, hey, man, she's been wrong about a couple things in the past, cool. But Tasha K ain't afraid to stick up for herself, bruh. She ain't afraid to tell an A-list celebrity, F you, and report on them. She's not interested in protecting her industry relationships. And for that, you got to give it up to her. Tasha K writes, imagine a man who used to traffic women to his boss's husband, which is, she's talking about Charlamagne the God, and she's accusing Charlamagne the God of trafficking women to Wendy Williams' husband in exchange for an internship giving someone Donkey of the Day. See, the devil gave Sharina to Wendy Williams' husband. The devil lied. The devil lived at that lady's house and ate her food, serviced her husband with young girls, and used her to build his career to gossip. His OG is Wendy. Him and Sharina grew up together. He brought her from South Carolina into Wendy's home and kept Kevin Hunter's secret for years. All these grown men robbed that lady. That's how I know Wendy got dementia, because ain't no way in her right mind she would have forgiven the devil. And then she accused Charlamagne the God of being one of the reasons that she went crazy. Man, listen, I think dementia is a real sickness. I don't think that dementia comes from just turning crazy or just being stressed out of your mind. Maybe it does, because I'm not a medical specialist. But yeah, if Charlamagne the God did that, I mean, that's kind of foul, but that's just men being men at that point, right? Again, I'm not excusing what he did, because that's still grimy. See, the devil has been trying to sue me for years, but ain't shit stick. I believe Jessica Reed about him being responsible for her drugging and grape. Same way Tupac was blamed when his girlfriend got raped by his friends. Everything I say is what he repeated and was charged for. See, the devil has been ugly, short with a small his whole life. That's why he bragged about taking Punani without permission. Listen, man, Charlamagne, bruh, just let it go, man. Charlamagne, you have a great life, bro. You're at the top of hip-hop media, man. You're at the top of media, man. I'll just say, just let this go, right? Don't engage with Tasha K. She's one of a kind. Don't even engage, bro. Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think, man? Y'all think that Charlamagne the God was biased? Was they wrong for what they did to Nicki Minaj, or do you feel like they were just being neutral and Nicki Minaj is tripping? Let me know in the comment section. And if you're still watching, click on this video right here to find out how Jim Jones tried to press academics and he ended up embarrassing himself instead. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.